What's going on, YouTube? This your man Trey Vito back with another Vito Variance Live. Oh, Vito Verse Live. Man, I'm getting
Yeah,
old, man.
Vita
I'm
verse,
getting
Vita
old.
verse.
Vito
Damn.
Verse Live. Matter of fact, that right there, that should tell me what day it is, man.
Yep.
But anyway, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. It is Labor Day weekend. I'm getting old again. I'm telling you, I can't get none of
Look,
these things right. It is
bruh, doing the
Labor Day
exact same
weekend.
thing.
It's Labor Day weekend, and that's the quote unquote unofficial end of the summer holiday type thing. You know what I'm saying? It's the last holiday that we have in the summer that we're able to cook out, do our things, you know what I'm saying, do some traveling, whatever, vacation places real quick. Kids are starting to go back to school, so basically people try to, get in one little last vacation, not too far, but you know what I mean, just in the facility where they can get their last little feel before they get into this hectic school year, whatever we want to call it, whatever period it is for parents as well. So,
Right.
Right.
in the honor of that, there's a lot of movies that come out during this time, and a lot of those movies are horror movies. Now, if y'all know me, I am a horror fan. I wouldn't want to say I'm like a super fan. I know all the horror movies. I just like to watch a good horror movie and just be amazed at how stupid some people are. But basically, it to me it's comedy sometimes. I mean, it's just it's like, why did you do that? Why'd you go in there and touch that? You heard something. You clearly heard something.
Right. You heard
But
something. Why are you going through that room?
Right.
Come on,
Exactly.
did you? Come on, man.
Like, yo.
Like the normal black reaction. You know what I'm saying? We
Yep.
always have that reaction like, what are you doing? I'm going there. Oh.
Like, why?
Hey, do you not realize you're the only black person in this scary movie? You gotta know
Yeah.
you're the only black person in this scary movie. You know you're gonna die first.
Right. Yeah. So for our icebreaker today, I'm gonna ask you two. Oh, I'm sorry. I did not announce y'all. I have my co-hostesses here with me.
Wow.
I got Sandstorm and Noto. So how y'all doing, bro?
Doing great.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so far.
All right, yes, sir. So we're actually gonna try to keep this, guys, a little quick. Sandstorm, we're gonna be he's gonna be game playing tonight. Some Cyberpunk. I think are you getting ready for that DLC? Okay,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
It comes out in a month, I want to say. A little bit less
Okay.
than a month.
So
Yeah,
we still
yeah.
got time.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. So, we're gonna try to, what I'm saying, speed this up today, what I'm saying. Keep it short or keep it, to a reasonable amount so we can head over to the
We're gonna
the
keep it
Sandstorm
funky.
show.
We're gonna keep it
Yeah.
funky.
So all right, so my icebreaker is, what is one of the most creepiest movies that weirded you out as a kid? I'm gonna start off with you, Noto.
God damn it. Oh, why? Why? The only movie I remember as a kid that creeped me out, and I still remember from this day forward until I finally conquered it. Chucky, hands down, Chucky.
Chucky. Okay.
Yeah, and still, I still remember from this day. Like the day I finally conquered it was, I think when I was younger. It was me, my grandmother, and my cousin. The three of us. We ended up going to Orlando, Florida, because she worked for the Navy shipyard and had got tickets for us to go. And it was like the first time going to Orlando, Florida at the young age whatsoever. And we were staying at a hotel, and they had a Chucky marathon going on. And so I literally tried to avoid it, and I ended up like going out, like going swimming and everything else, not even trying to want to be in there whatsoever. And then it got so dark, and then finally, I think the second one finished, and then the third one came up. I was like, "What the like? Why?" I'm like, my grandmother literally called me, and she's like, "Yeah, like, hey, we got pizza and stuff like that." And it was like this was like eating Pizza Hut, like way back then, way back in the day.
Right.
When Pizza Hut was good back in the day.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, so then it took like ever since that day, I was always afraid of Chucky constantly. Now it's like the third one was the one that conquered me, but then once the Bride of Chucky came out, it was like what is this? This is just fucking hilarious. Like this ain't even scary. This is funny. Like, but yeah,
Right.
yeah, Chucky was the one that basically set the bar for me.
Gotcha. Gotcha. All right, says Storm.
I'm trying to find one of these movies because I can't remember exactly what it was. Oh man. There was one. So one that I remember vividly. This might have been one of the first um haunted movies that I've seen.
Mm.
Um no, I can't say it was one of the first because I saw Chucky or not
Mm.
Chucky. What's the Stephen King joint? It.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah, I watched it with my older brother when he was alive during the time. Um and like that was creepy, but it never got me to the point where like I hated clowns. I was never that far along. Um but I remember a joint called the Mangler, um
Mm.
which which is funny now because I just went to look it up to see like what the reviews were for it, and I think it's only got like 1.6 stars out of 10 or something like that.
damn.
Yeah, it's bad. And it almost makes me want to go back and actually watch it again. But you know, you're younger, so things just look a little bit different when you're younger. But
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
basically about a serial killer who um like escaped jail or something like that, and you know he made his way to a laundromat and he hid in one of the folding press machine or whatever.
Oh
um
snap.
yeah, and somehow some
Okay.
way his soul got attached to the machine or whatever. So over the years, you know, yeah, there was a bunch of deaths involving the folding machine and everything, and it kind of gets way out there. I don't remember the contents of the whole thing, but I just remember towards the end, like the folding machine ends up breaking loose, and then it turns into like a whole like beast animal type of thing chasing the main character. I don't remember the
I'm
end of
done.
it. Yeah, I
I'm
don't remember
done.
the end of it, but um so there was that House on a Haunted Hill.
Mm.
Okay.
Um uh and there was another joint. I feel like there was
Amityville Horror.
no, I can't remember what it was. But the Friday movies were always had me on the edge of my seat. And as a matter of fact, none of the Friday movies really to me personally really hit on a level like the first Friday. The first
Mm.
Friday to me was, I wouldn't say necessarily like the best, but it's the one to me it's the one that's most memorable because it's the only one that's like without Jason. Like
Mm.
period. You know, the whole thing is about his mom and like her taking revenge and stuff like that, you know, on the
Mm.
campers and everything. And like that, like just watching that all the way through as a young kid, I was just like, yo, I ain't never going to camp. And if I go to camp and it's an ugly kid there, I'm gonna make sure that he's all right.
Yo.
Like I'm watching
Yep.
out for him. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was just that's that's the craziness of it. So
Oh
You know
my
what's
god.
funny is uh you did have a certain you did act very, very different when we used to go to Sedan and I didn't know why. And I was
mhm.
like, why the heck is he
Yeah, I don't like walking by myself. I don't like walking at night by myself. It just yeah, for that
Yeah.
reason. Only in camp though. Only in camp.
Yeah.
I could really care
Yeah.
less if it's anywhere else, but
Dude,
in
like
camp, nah.
you used to group up. Like
Hmm.
you would wake people up just to use the bathroom.
Yep.
Like what the heck,
I
bro?
don't do that solo. I never like that's the only like I said, that's probably the only one that's really stuck with me like that.
Mm.
Psychologically, I would say.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Okay, okay. Well, I actually got two, actually three. Three. There's actually three of them. But my first one, I want to kind of quickly just say it real quick. And that's it. That's all. I don't want to talk more about it.
Hmm.
Yeah. That
I
was
figured
good.
that was
Everything
one
right
of
there.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It Omniville Horror,
Mm.
that messed
Oh, I
me up.
forgot about that.
It didn't mess me up. It opened my eyes to what I like now. You know what I mean? It gave an impression on me where now I have a standard of horror movies and stuff, and just to hear that particular events were real, were based on real life events, it was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
And then the next one, which a lot of people won't find the horror in it, but by us being raised in the church, okay, by us being raised in the church, The Omen, that messed me up,
I forgot about that one.
just because you got this little kid that's just he looks like half of the people in my class, so this is like back when I was like young or whatever, so he looks like half of the people in my class. He's rich and all this other stuff, and to find out he's like the devil's son, and he's like doing stuff with his mind and getting people killed, whoever know his secret. As a kid, that kind of freaked me out. So I was like, yeah, I'm watching all of y'all in my class. I'm making sure I know y'all parents, make sure that you ain't adopted, or got switched out at birth. There was some kind of, defects or something like that. Or I'm making sure that you wasn't born out of a dog. That creeped me out, man.
Right.
Like all the details right there. And then just the fact that, we're warned about that in Revelations and stuff. So
Yeah.
Revelation, I always get corrected,
Jeez.
without the
Singular.
Yeah, singular. So, all right. So let's get into today.
Real quick. I'm so sorry. I know we're supposed to be going on, but I've heard I figured out what the movie was, but this wasn't until I was a little bit older, and it wasn't. I wouldn't say it freaked me out more so than I was like, okay, dang, this is kind of cool. The movie is called Grave Encounters. It's like the reality, like there's supposed to be a reality crew that does the show uh inside an asylum or something like that, and like they do the the whole lockdown, like they do in the corners or whatever, and lock the
Right.
place down, and then it turns out like it actually is haunted. And I just remember
Yeah.
the dopest part at the end where my man's is like, like all of the other people ended up dying, and like he's the only person left. It's him and another girl, and they get down and they're like, the only way we can get out of here is really going through these tunnels that's in the basement. But they know for a fact, like that's where all the hauntings like really kind of started off. And then, like, there's no other way out because that tunnel leads to like the building, the other building on the other side or something like that. So
Yeah.
like you hear her, I think, start to scream or something like that. Like as soon as he goes down into the tunnels, his flashlight goes out. Like in the tunnels is only one way, and he's freaking out. And like next thing you know, like you see the end, and it's like the ghost doctors or whatever, like working on his body or something. Like I was like, okay, yeah, that's a good job. That's dope. Nobody escaped. The other camera crew comes in later. They're like, "Where is everybody?" Like they don't even see like the splatter marks or like the killings or anything. Like I'm like, okay, yeah, that's dope.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. There's quite a bit that contribute to a lot of our little like, oh snap, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? It kind of get you
Yeah.
weirded out. What's funny is I had a later one too that was like definitely unexpected, which is I think it was Midsummer.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's the because there was a joint that came out before Midsummer.
Mm,
Whoever made Midsummer made the joint before that,
mm,
and then they made Midsummer. Yeah, and I remember
yeah.
Midsummer coming out. Yeah, that was like
Yeah.
the whole England and like them supposed to be in like all the girls and dancing around and doing it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember the joint. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeez.
No, it's like some kind of like Swedish thingamajigger, like
Yeah,
village,
yeah.
old school village thing or whatever.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, that jacked me up. I was like, what? And it got my girl that's the new Black Widow. So, you know what I'm saying? I definitely had to, what I mean? Had a crush on her at that time too. You know what I mean? But all right, let's get into today's stuff. We got to. Okay, no, hold on.
Oh.
All right, here we go. All right, guys, let's get it. They're bringing back the Exorcist.
God damn
Good day.
it.
Hey, be home by dinner.
Good luck.
Ha ha.
Good morning, Mr. Fielding.
Morning, Catherine.
And here are your daughters, Angela and Catherine. It's about 7 hours ago, and that's the last information we have.
Catherine!
Angela?
If you can hear this, we love you. Please come home.
Hey, you found her? What are you and Catherine doing out there in those woods?
You were just walking and walking. That's all I remember.
Angela, can you tell your dad how long you were gone?
A few hours.
Baby, you've been gone 3 days.
Don't tell me it's 2 of them.
What'd you say?
I didn't say nothing.
Thought I heard you say something.
Hey, baby. You okay?
Wherever those girls went, they brought something back with them.
The body and the blood of Jesus Christ.
Body in the blood? Body in the blood?
Catherine,
Body in the blood. The body in the blood. The body in the blood.
Catherine,
The body in the blood. The body in the blood.
Oh.
Ever seen anything like this?
Mommy?
Oh boy.
No, but there are people out there who have.
Hey, that's my beat right there.
You have some experience with possession.
Yes, more than I'd like.
Man, that's the jam right there.
I believe you can help get our girls back.
Tubular bells, baby.
Exorcism is a ritual. Every culture, every religion, they all use different methods. It's going to take all of them.
Don't be scared,
We've met before.
Mother.
What did you do?
is that
Why they always
Catherine
look the
Parton?
same?
There be
Oh
no
no.
God played a trick on you.
Oh, okay. October 13th.
Oh dear.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's.
So what y'all think about that one, man?
Shout outs to Sandstorm's beat knocking.
Seriously.
Sorry, I'm sorry. If I hear something that I ever sample in anything, I'm always knocking. Like, yeah. I'm not the only one.
Jeez.
But in a more serious sense, yeah. That's like I said. They always make them always look the same. Like they have like the same like.
It's the like specific demon. Like if you know the backstory of it, it's
Yeah.
that. It's
Yeah,
that
yeah.
demon.
I know. It's funny. It's like it's like they all have like the same syndrome, if you will. I don't want to.
Yeah. Like the actor, you talk about the girls that look like even a black girl look like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know
Yeah.
you're talking about. Yeah.
It's like oh okay.
Without makeup.
Yeah, you're like okay. But anyway, yeah. Look, I mean, it looks good. It looks like it's about to mess with some people. It
Hey,
definitely.
hold on. No, those little cameras just did freaky stuff. Look, we watching scary stuff. Don't be doing no crazy stuff on here, bro.
Yeah, he pulled.
My bad. My
He pulled out real quick, like we was about to see something.
Y'all stupid.
I'm waiting.
Nah.
I'm waiting for something to pop up in that little
Right. On the-
screen
on the
thing.
top of the-
Right.
Look on the top of the steps, like he like.
Like,
he
no.
Look, don't move. Look, I'm just gonna zoom out. Y'all just gonna see. Don't worry.
Oh my god.
I'm not gonna look back. If you see what I see on the reflection of my thing, I can't look back because if I look back, it's gonna be gone.
No, because my mother's dog's out here, and I had locked her up. My mother just showed up and left and let the dog loose. I'm like, I just left the dog in the cage, so don't interrupt this. I'm like, why are you down here? Now she's sitting here like want
That
attention.
happens.
I'm like, I'm not giving you attention while I'm doing this. So you might hear her whine a little bit. So I apologize.
Oh, you good, you good, you good. But Sandstorm, what, you saying something else with it?
It looks like it's gonna mess with people.
Yeah.
Oh,
Looks
it
like
really
it's gonna
is.
mess with people's
That's what I
mind.
think.
You know, she's like, it's gonna take all the religions to help out. I mean, I don't know how that works, but you know, they're indicating that it's that it's gonna take that much power. Again, I don't know how that works, but
Yeah, that's odd.
but either way, just to see, them acting crazy like that, her just pull up on her dad like that, like, and they always give you the short version of that, because my man's is gonna be brushing his teeth, no music's gonna be playing, they ain't gonna hit you with the yeah. It's just gonna, like, he's just gonna be brushing his teeth. It's gonna flick and pop, and she gonna be like how she was looking. You gonna be like, oh, I seen this in the trailer, but it looked different,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
She
like honestly, that would have been an accidental.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
sorry.
she hit you with the I'm sorry, did you say something? You like, why you turn your head? Why you turn your head like that?
I'm glad they had black people in here though. I mean, honestly, our reaction would have been a little different. But definitely, I'm glad we're represented in this one. You know what I'm saying?
Like, yo, you were gone for 3 days.
In the wrong way, but finally.
Yeah.
She would have the lights would have flicked off and flicked back on, and she would have been like, I'd be like, no. Okay, time to take you. It's time to go. It's time to go. We're wrapping it up.
I'm calling you going to jail.
Mama,
you're going to jail.
Yeah, we're taking you on. Dad, what's wrong with me? I don't know. We about to find out. You getting gone. You gone.
You going to jail. I'm not dealing with this at all. They're gonna exercise whatever they need to in jail. That will get it out you.
You gonna take me to the local hospital? Nah, baby girl, you going to the English hospital. We taking you across the sea. You is not coming back. Make sure you get all your stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I'm like, yeah, you're gonna take a trip to Hogwarts.
Yeah, we'll see you when we see you.
Yeah.
Obliviate. I just obliviate myself, so now I don't even know you.
Exactly.
All right, no, what you think?
Another freaking Exorcist. What the hell? Dude, when are we gonna be done with this mess? Like,
never.
Yeah, exactly. Never. We're always gonna have some type of next thing you know, we're gonna have Exorcist in space or some mess like that.
Oh, just like
that
just
Jason,
like Friday.
man.
Yeah, Jason in space nonsense.
Oh my gosh.
I see this one's gonna be a lot more scarier than normal because, again, if anybody followed The Exorcist, we already know how this is gonna go. And now again, I do agree with Vito with the whole thing that now we're representing a little more. But again, we're representing more in horror movies, but at least it's a little bit longer than normal this time. So, but
right.
It's definitely gonna be a lot creepier than normal. Especially the part where the girl was like saying like, oh, it's like, I forgot what she said, but then she was like, yeah, I dealt with your kind before. Was like, mother? I was like, oh God, here we go.
Oh yeah, she was like, I know you. Yeah, she said, I know. That was the girl that was possessed. That was in the original. Yeah. You know what I mean? Which is good to see her. I didn't know where she was. Like the lady, the actor and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of surprised by. I was like, oh, this is going to be very interesting.
They're kind of doing that Michael Myers, paying homage, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
So that's why I was like, I'm impressed by it's actually getting the like how it's going down the route it is, especially having homage to the original actress and everything, like who went through the real situation. But again, I feel like this is gonna get a lot more intense than what we've seen before. So yeah. Oh boy. And especially we're getting in October, like early October.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Here we go.
Yeah.
Here comes another roller coaster. A long one at that.
Yeah. So all right. So I was gonna do one of these crazy ones, but I want to get to this one. This one looked very interesting. Hold on. Let me start it over.
Yeah, because you're gonna start it off like that. I need to see the contents.
Yeah,
I
we
know,
need.
seriously. I need to see all the content,
Mm-mm.
every single content. What I'm about to get myself into.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, hold on. Let me pull it back up. I just lost it. Trying to get out of it. All right, but yeah. So this next one, it looked interesting. It didn't look like it was like any Exorcist type stuff, but I think it's definitely along the lines of that type of feel. So here it is. Let me. All right. All right, let's get it. Why you not gonna...
It's okay. It was just a bad dream. I heard it again.
No more nightmares tonight. Okay, champ?
Hey, it's Homelander.
This is getting ridiculous.
This is an old house. There's bound to be bumps in the night.
You ain't see that? Okay.
Peter drew this?
Yes. Is he all right?
Peter has an overactive imagination. No more nightmares.
No.
That's right.
You know, I wish I had someone I could talk to about the things that were happening in my house.
Hold on, real. Oh no.
Oh, what the hell?
Mom?
Oh, snap.
Peter,
This looks like some old.
you have to make hard decisions to protect your family.
What is that? The banging.
You don't hear anything, Peter.
You have a beautiful imagination. It's going to get you into trouble one day.
So wait a minute. That was supposed to come out? That's confusing. Hold on. So that said January 20, not January, July 2021. I didn't hear about that movie. So maybe it got canceled, maybe it got pushed back. I'm not sure because I definitely missed that. But anyway, what y'all think about that?
First of all, when I saw the name before we even start this, I was like, okay, Cobwebs, what's this? And then like hearing the theme and then knocking and stuff, the first thing went in my head was going like, is this gonna be some type of like a horror movie or Charlotte Web for some odd reason? Then it just threw me for like a complete loop. I was like, what in the hell is going on? Like I'm literally sitting here the whole time like, what's going on? I'm so confused. What's going on? Like what's going on? Like imaginations and everything. Like that's what I was like, I don't know how to even take this one. I'm like,
Yeah.
This is interesting. Not as it's creepy, but not as to the far extent of like Exorcist. But I mean, it is kind of a bit creepy. But I did like I was like, didn't know how to even take it and how this was gonna go. So it's interesting. That's my only opinion to that one. Ugh.
Okay. All right, Sandstorm.
So when we were first watching it, there's a scene after the first set of knocks. You kind of see the seam in the wallpaper. So I'm like, okay, there's got to be a door behind that. Like there's, that's where the knocking is coming from. where there's some sort of ghost or like evil thing or something like that. And then you kind of got the glimpse. I didn't see the title even when he put it back on. I didn't really see it. Then you see the mom looking like she's running at him, and she had the I said eternal darkness. What's my movie? Ash and
Evil Dead.
Evil Dead. Thank you. She had like the Evil Dead look about her, so I was like, oh snaps, this must be like we getting into a Evil Dead sequel without another Ash again. Like that's dope. They're really trying to play on this horror part of it.
Yeah.
But then as it was going, and you see the different aspects, I'm inclined, and by the time it got to the end, I'm like, okay, yeah, this must be really what it is. I'm inclined to believe, especially when they were talking about that imagination part, that all of that stuff is not necessarily real, but but the kid is portraying how he sees things in a abusive relationship between his parents. And that's why like he kind of brought up the help piece and all the other stuff, and she was like, we could talk about secrets, and that's like kind of the like kind of the play into that and everything. I don't know if the skull, if it represents like a previous member dying or something like that, or if that's something that like he sees like where his mom or the dad gonna be at. You see her rigorously like chopping on the pumpkin. It looks like he's about to go up the steps, and he's like, it's in your imagination type deal. So they could have collectively put him through like a mental beatdown where he's just like like he's going through these things, and the tapping could be could be like him psychologically hearing these things from his parents' room or something like that, and him like knocking on the door himself, like, but he could be sleepwalking or something like that, and he's knocking on it, and that's why you see him like immediately wake up. So I'm looking way too deep into it, but I kind of it kind of has that vibe, you know what I mean? Like, okay, is it the house or is it the actual the people going on in this house that's causing all these problems? But then again, we saw the psychiatrist lady, she got slashed on her leg by one of the monsters, so it may not be that, but yeah,
or it could be like people like actually other possessed or some kind of behind the walls or something like that. It could be anything.
Yeah, because and I know this is ridiculous to think, but like they could have she could actually be, the mom could be like possessed too, like she's good during the daytime or something like that, but at nighttime she could be in some sort of possessed state or something like that, and that's why you kind of see her with the knife and jabbing at the pumpkins and stuff, and maybe that's why they have so many pumpkins, like that helps pacify her, is the feeling of going into the pumpkins like that. And maybe he's got a curfew, like he can't get up past this time, and maybe he caught it one time or something like that. Like it could be plenty of reasons.
Yeah,
that's true.
I feel it might be like a little mind twist, like a Sixth Sense type thing. Like one thing that had me thinking that is the fact that the psychiatrist said, I don't know if she was just like it sounded like she said what I'm about to say, but I don't know if she was like saying it, like repeating what she heard from the boy, but it sounded like she said something about, I can't explain what's the weird things going on in my house. Can I tell you about the weird things going on in my house or something like that? Right. So I'm wondering, is she somebody that's like she's in this house, and the boy and the mom and dad, they're actually dead, and the boy don't know. And so the knocking could be like her, like, you know what I'm saying? Like trying to
checking in on her.
Yeah. No, like they have like a medium that's like knocking, because mediums can like sense. So basically trying to let them know y'all dead, y'all gone. So those skulls is actually them in the backyard and
That's what I was
stuff. And
thinking too.
you know what I mean? So
and he
I,
just like dug it up one day and like
yeah,
actually.
and was like, oh snap. So he actually dug himself up or something like that. So I think it could be like that, but I'm gonna have to look into this because it said it came out. I don't remember it coming out, like seeing this type of stuff or hearing about this in theaters, because this does seem like an interesting horror film. And maybe it got canceled. Didn't the writers strike kind of start around that time? Well, they wouldn't
So
It says the release
not
date is
release
still
it.
July 21st.
So it's probably already out. We probably just didn't. So I'm gonna have to look that up, see if I can find that, check it out. You know what I mean? But it was interesting. I thought it was new. But on to the next one. Now, honestly, this one I don't know anything about as well. So it actually, let me see. Okay, so Dear David. So I don't know if it's really super creepy or what, but let's find out. Start that over.
I be on the internet.
Alice, engaging with trolls is like the worst possible use of your energy.
Me and my internet friends, we be slipping.
Since you joined BuzzFeed, your art got super lame.
And you die in a fire.
Don't judge me. Sometimes you gotta troll the trolls.
My issue all up in my chest.
Wow.
D-David is following you.
Whoa.
Do you know how to find out who this handle belongs to?
You really think a weird account is haunting your apartment?
Dear David. He was only 10 when his mother went insane.
Linda, it's Dr. Landers.
This is not my son!
He is your son, and you put him in a coma.
Oh my God.
Dr. Landers?
What? What the hell is that?
You've seen my son, David, haven't you?
What does he want?
Ask him yourself.
You can see his face. Look at that.
It's a fact. The number
That's
one
crazy.
reason.
All right, so what do y'all think about that one?
That's interesting. I don't know what to really make heads or tails of it, because it's just like, I don't know, a troll just didn't get what he asked for. I mean,
yeah,
I don't
pretty much.
like. I don't know what to really make of it. I mean, it looks interesting. Don't get me wrong. It's just like he was trolling a little kid or something. The thing is, the one thing that always throws me off about these style of movies is that my man's is a ghost, right? But for whatever reason, for all intents and purposes, the ghost was smart enough to make his own account on Facebook or Twitter or what have you, and be texting back and forth with somebody who's dead. And like, technology just doesn't work like that. Like, I don't like it just, I can't wrap my head around. Like, it would be different if you were on the phone or something like that, and like you hear like, some dead person talking, because they always talk about like electrical currents and all that other stuff, and being heard. But like having a whole type conversation, you miss me with that. Like that's way over my head. But outside of that, outside of that, just like the whole, her, like my man's was smiling hard. You know what I'm saying? I would have popped him too. He would have. He would have got popped. Like, boy, what's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see where that goes. I feel like they always, like, in some of these, like, ones that are a little more corny, at the end they always have somebody being like, you know what I'm saying? Like they have to suffer through something real bad to get to that point, and you like, what did he do to you? You know what I'm saying? He looked like he was in rain.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, that looks interesting. It looks interesting.
Jeez.
All right, Noto, what you think?
Again, I'm on the same part with Sandstorm and that. Yeah, it technology. We're in this world with technology and everything else. Like, there's no way someone can just, like, 1 minute you just text them saying, like, just go die, and all of a sudden they die. And then you go leave for walking upstairs. Yeah, so it's like, come on. I agree with Sandstorm. It was like, if it was like a phone or something like that, then yeah, then it would make a lot more sense. But going through a text message or just to troll someone, it's like, really? I don't know how I feel
having
about
a
that.
back and forth. I'm like,
Yeah. I mean, come on. Think about it. Like, if we had like the whole phone situation, we already had that stuff like with Scary Movie and stuff, so you knew how that went about, so which made more sense. Like, I know you know, stuff like that, but I mean, come on, man. But I mean,
it would have made more sense if he was a stalker, like a real person.
Exactly.
Showing up
Then the concept would make more sense. But I mean, it has potential, but I'm still kind of not sold as much to it because again, I can't wrap my head around the whole you text, like, you troll someone, they died, and then all of a sudden now he's coming after you, and I'm like, I still can't wrap my head around it a little bit. I really can't.
Yeah.
So I mean, it has potential, but again, that part just kind of doesn't make any sense.
Right. Well, I think y'all on the one definitely. As far as like a ghost being cyber, right? That kind of, I think what's trying to be said right now is basically, ghosts and spirits aren't related in the same category as technology. So when you combine those, it becomes a Jason Goes to Space. You know what I'm saying? It becomes something that's not necessarily, you know what I'm saying, you can digest as well, because it's like, okay, they kind of, I can't see it because we've separated those two genres instead of actually bringing them together. Now,
because even if you, my little tidbit, even if you think about it, like even Ghost in the Shell, like the anime, like, they have their spirits and stuff like that, but those spirits are always connected to a physical body. So it's like, okay, in that way, like transferring and spirits and doing all that other stuff, that makes sense. But like always a spirit, ooh, you missed me on that one, you know?
Yeah. Well, also too, I mean, to be fair, we don't really know the whole thing about Dave, because the only thing we know is that he was in a coma. So maybe there's some kind of something going on there. I don't know, but maybe it's somebody trolling or something like that, trolling him. You know what I'm saying? And it just happens to have a ghost attached to it. Now, the reason why I'm saying I can maybe ride with it just for a little tad bit is because we've had ghosts that have been transferred from videotape to videotape. And that's in the ring. So and you having a ghost coming up out of a you know what I'm saying, a television. You know
Out
what
of
I'm
a
saying?
television.
Yeah. So where that was creepy in itself, and we've had some other horror movies where they would use technology to do some old crazy, the Poltergeist to be prime example. You know what I'm saying? So we've had it. It's just how you do it. You know what I mean? Like even the phone thing. Like, I think there was a movie with, I want to say Megan Good or somebody was in it, but it was like, don't answer that call or don't answer the something like that, and they text you. And it was like some kind of spirit.
Damn it.
So like they call you, but if you don't answer, they'll text you or something like that. I forgot what it was called, but one missed call.
One missed call. I do remember that.
Yeah. So I mean, they can do that type of stuff, they just need to do it in a better type of way, because I don't think that was a good movie to me. It really wasn't that scary or whatever. So I think now when we're starting to talk about technology, I think the craziest thing that we can think of right now is an AI taking over. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
the only thing.
Yeah. So all right, let's get to this next one. Let's get to this next one, and then our honorable mention, and then we will have to stab out since Sandstorm is about to go live.
Yep.
Then the cheat. You picked John Kramer.
Damn it.
Stop it. Now, honestly, I don't know why they're making a 10th one. This is starting to get ridiculous, right?
I thought they ended. I thought they were done.
Ridiculous. This is like
they did
dude,
that.
this is
They
like
did.
a
They did the same
like
thing.
A repetition.
Yeah.
Same thing with Halloween. They've been done. They just keep bringing it back. And so they said this last one that they did with Halloween, that was absolutely the last one. Halloween Ends.
Yeah.
That was the absolute last one. He's dead. He went into the blender, which was a terrible way to, you know what I'm saying, send him off. I don't like that movie.
Chris was sad in that one.
Yeah, I really didn't like that last little where they put him in that little you know what I'm saying? But regardless, this one right here, dude, did y'all know that that Chris Rock film, was it Spindle or something like that?
Yeah.
Do you remember that one? That came out 2021, I believe, or 2022, one of those. But anyway, that was a part of this too. You know what I'm saying? Part of Saw.
Okay.
So it was that was part of that whole little jigsaw situation. So for them to come out with a 10 and dude has been dead and he got his face replaced on somebody else's face and all that, bro, what the heck? Like, stop. Like he's gone. Like,
just end. Just die. Go away.
I think a lot of films though too, like before we get into this, I think a lot of films have their end, and there's a genre and a time. So you had the slasher genre, which was the 90s, 80s, 90s, going into the 2000s. It actually what killed that was Scream. You know what I'm saying? Like that actually, I think it was like Scream 3 or 2 or something like that. It killed that particular. It was overkill. Then came the Dracula phase. Then that was overkill. Now we're in the zombie phase. I mean, then came the point of view, the first person ghost capture and stuff like that. That camera, I don't know what you call it, like the Blair Witch. They brought that along, but then they start bringing that into the play, and then Paranormal Activity, that whole like genre. Now we're in the zombie phase, getting wore out on that totally. They overkilled that. So now it's a scratch to find out, what can be, you know what I'm saying, the new little thing. Now Saw, it had like a side pocket next to that Paranormal Activity type stuff. It was like one of those side pockets where it was like, it's not necessarily horror. It's more of like a thrill, suspense with blood and gore and stuff. And that genre, you can do too much, and this is doing too much. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully, like Fast and the Furious, they can just end this pleasantly with this one. Hopefully this is the end. Yeah. But if not, then there'll be another Fast and the Furious, and it'll be like, all right, look, I'm gonna have to.
We're getting part 2 of the other one because I got
because I got mad on that when they had that to be continued. I said, we done already? Like we're done. We're done. But anyway, let's get into this. Hopefully this will be the last one. Hopefully this is showing us the last one. But
out of all the men to cheat, you picked John Kramer?
The cancer is still spreading. I'm afraid there's nothing else we can do. There is one person who might be able to help.
Our program is a 2-pronged treatment outside Mexico City. The results have been stunning.
She saved my life.
You're in very good hands with us.
After that, what happens then?
Your whole life happens then. John Kramer.
According to these scans, the tumor was never removed.
How much time do I have?
Months, at best.
I still have a lot of work that needs to be done.
Hello, everyone. It's time to play a game. You all pretended to cure me, but what I have planned for each of you is very real.
Peace came upon me. No light, no sound.
The only thing I have not provided is your anesthetic. But trust me, you will want to remain alert.
Out of all the men to cheat, you picked John Kramer?
Please, don't hesitate. Place a big enough piece of your cerebral tissue into the glass enzyme tank. This will save your life.
So sleep, silent
This is not retribution. It's a reawakening. Live or die. The choice is yours.
All right.
Here's one thing you need to do before buying.
Oh, here's one thing you need to stop doing. All right. So, what you think about that? To me, it looks like a origin story almost.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Because he's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this was
Jigsaw.
yeah, this is like the moment of because I think we knew he had cancer at one of them, right? At some point. So yeah, this must be like the in-between story of him having cancer and like him not getting treated for it the right way, or I don't even know if it's necessarily the right way. He might have just not, it must have not have been successful, you know. But then again, they said they didn't remove the tumor or whatever. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one. I'm not
the roller coaster.
I'm not huge on gore like that. Like
Same.
It's just there's one thing of like, you know, like scary, and there's just like another thing of like unpleasantness. And just gore sometimes, just especially with the Saw movies, like, you know, the things that they get put through, I'm just like, oh, like it's not like, oh my gosh, I'm scared. It's just like,
like stomach turning kind of
yeah,
situation.
you're making my stomach hurt.
Yeah, it's like I can't even eat right now. Good Lord.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be a good one. Hopefully it's officially the last Saw. They made it to 10. I honestly don't think there needs to be any more, but at the end they showed you know, a girl. I don't know too much about the Saw stuff because I don't really watch them personally, but you know, hopefully she's not the one to carry it on to make Saw 11. That's all I can say.
Facts.
Yeah. No. Yeah, what about you, man?
I'm same way with same here with Sandstorm. Like gore, watching the first one, I was like, I didn't watch the full all the way through. I just heard bits and pieces of it, and I was like, seeing how gory it was, like my stomach would turn so instantly. I was like, nope, I'm not going that route because my stomach can't handle that. And it's like, again, there's a difference between horror and gore, and horror is like, yeah, I'm scared, whatever situation, or it's like, okay, it's not as bad. This is like really, like, am I actually gonna, like, what I just had to eat earlier? Oh crap, my stomach's I feel like I'm gonna throw this shit up real quick. I'm sorry. Like, nah, it's too intense. Like, there's a certain limitation of like intense, and after seeing clips in this one, I was like, oh god, there's my stomach want to do that turn mode again. It's I mean, again, do we really need 10? Do we really need 10?
Right.
Like, and I mean, I do agree this does seem like an origin, because I was like, okay, if Jigsaw's dead, why do we have a 10? And I was like, okay, I see where this is going. But please, we don't need no more. We should be done with this once and for all. And you know, that's how I feel with that one.
Yeah, I feel the same. I think it's just I'm
it's
tired.
Redundant.
You know what I'm saying?
It's redundant.
It's
overdone, overplayed, oversaturated.
What my question is always, what makes these production companies feel that they need to close it after it's been closed? Like, you closed it. Why do you need to redo something to make it or explain this, that, and the third other? We knew he had cancer. I don't need to know, oh snap, that they lied to him and all this other stuff. It's a Assassin's Creed cash grab. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
That's all it is. So,
and I'm curious to wonder how much money they actually make.
That's a good question.
Doing these, and is it actually that profitable?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's not as profitable, then if it's profitable, then I can see the reason why they're going to continue it. But I mean, we should be done with it because of the fact that, like, again, like, this seems like an origin. Okay, we get it. We know what's going on, so we know what to expect. So now the intense level is just going even higher because of the origin. So if we're going to this intense level, that means we should be done. But again, we should not have no more after this.
Nope.
You know.
Right.
Yeah.
So
it's nothing but
it's
nothing but a cash grab, man. No, I'm saying it's nothing but yeah. All right, so for our honorable mention, this is something that was shown last year sometime, and I don't know if the movie is actually came out, but it's an interesting concept. So I kind of want to get you guys' opinion on this particular concept.
Transgender. It's made very, very cool through the media.
It feels like it knows me. Like it's calling me.
How long has this been happening?
By the way, this is an indie company, so just want to kind of
It feels like it knows me. Like it's calling me.
How long has this been happening?
Ever since I found her.
Your grandmother is? And what did you say her name was?
Dorothy. Dorothy Gale.
Come back. I didn't know she had any family.
Neither did I.
She hasn't said a word in years. I'm afraid a lifetime of psychosis is really taking its toll on her.
Can I?
Sure.
Hi, Dorothy? It's Emily. I'm your granddaughter.
Stay away from us. 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 Stay away from us.
All right. So what y'all think about that concept?
I wonder who did it. Was it the Wicked Witch of the West?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
So there's a game. I don't know if you remember this, Noto. It was a twist on Alice in Wonderland.
Alice Madness Returns.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I got it on my Xbox right now.
I have the poster in my background. I actually have the game. I think I got it from the Steam because I want to get back into that again. I think there was like two because you had to play the first one, the Alice McGee. You had to play first, and then Alice Madness Returns as the sequel to it, which I think I know where you're going with this.
Yeah.
So,
So the concept of I've always like when somebody takes a concept that like is one way and somebody tries to really flip it, you know.
Yeah.
Give it a completely different perspective, and that was specifically what I was talking about is Alice Madness Returns, because she's not the Alice that you read in the books by far.
It's kind of like the Alice through the Looking Glass kind of situation.
Yeah. So to see this like Alice who and and it's funny because in most of those movies and stories and stuff like that, like when it's the end, it's like the end, but nobody really ever tells you what happens like afterwards. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like what happened after she came out of, or Dorothy, not Alice, but when Dorothy came out of, Oz and everything, like where was her mindset? Like what was she thinking at that point? Like was she planning on trying to go back? Like there's plenty of things to think about, and that psychologically would mess with anybody anyway. Like was that all a dream or was that real? So to like get to this point where you see Toto's dead and everything, her one thing that really connected her to all of that, and she's by herself, doesn't really realize she has family or anything, and that like that Alzheimer's is hit, and like that's like the one thing that she remembers, and I don't know, she might be possessed. But I still feel like it's the Wicked Witch of the West who really did that work on her. But just to kind of see that, and then just like watching this or whatever, like I'm interested to see where this is going to go. Obviously, we're not going to get any lions, or hopefully not. I don't want it to get jumped. Hopefully, we get no lions and Tin Man and all that other stuff. Like that's the Scarecrow one that works.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, that
especially
one works.
at the beginning of the trailer.
Yeah. But everything else is like it's not really as necessary. But like or like I can probably handle the Birdman. If it was like those were actually like demons, you know what I'm saying? Like they come out the wall or something like that, or like out through the shadows or something. You get that kind of aspect of it. But I love the concept. I definitely think it's a very interesting concept.
No. What about you?
Yeah, I'm staying with Sensor on this one. Like this kind of piques my interest a little bit. I mean, not super big on horror movies, but I mean this one kind of piques my interest because if I'm a big sucker for again using Alice for an example, Alice Madness Returns, and literally played it, beat it, and seeing how that ended whatsoever, I definitely do like to see those type of aspects in certain movies. Like what actually happened after, like especially with Dorothy is like, I feel like it's definitely might be the Wicked Witch of the West, but again, what did the Wicked Witch of the West actually do before she left? There's a lot of questions. So that's the only reason why it piques my interest because it's like how she got this way, and again, like I said, old timers, it gets to that point in age. But again, the real big question is how she ended up being this way. Like, there's a lot of questions that need to be answered before we get into this like horror movie whatsoever. Which I like the concept. It's great. It makes sense. It should pique a lot of interest to a lot of people who actually follow the Wizard of Oz and different things like that. Again, we should not see no Tin Man. We shouldn't we can see representations of it.
Yeah, that's what they were like. That's what she was really looking at, but not really.
Yeah, so like the Scarecrow makes sense. We know about Toto. Like I said, Tin Man could be something like in the kitchen or something. I don't know what it is, or the lion could be in like a rug or something of representation, not just
the yellow brick road could be her backsplash.
Something. It could be anything. So there's a lot. So there's a lot of potential in this, and I really say, bring it.
Yeah. I feel it had me going down a whole like little rabbit hole where I was like, where does this idea come from? So I was like,
he was saving that. He was saving that.
Exactly.
But it had me going down this whole rabbit hole about like where did this idea come from? Because I was like, just like you, you two, as far as the Alice in Wonderland situation. I have heard of a darker side of. I mean, we've all heard of all the horror stories that happened on the set of Wizard of Oz and stuff. Us as Black people, we have another Wizard of Oz, and actually, that Wizard of Oz is, in my opinion, it can be looked at as it gets a little wonky, a little weird. That Motown version of the Wiz, you know what I'm saying? You can look at that film and be like, you can win. Yeah. You can look at it as you can kind of look at it as like, okay, I can see there's some darker undertones. Not talking about us or whatever, but there's some darker undertones going on. Even like at the end where the minions had took off their suits and they're really, you know what I'm saying, like captured humans. You know what I'm saying? They got transformed into this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So we've had a movie that had a different look at it and made it feel like, oh no, this could be a little more creepier than you know what we imagine. Besides a Wicked Witch and all this other stuff, like we can look at it as like Alice in Wonderland and Return of Alice in Wonderland, and it be a twisted, dark, twisted situation. Like the first trip, it was her bumping her head, but really it was it really happened this way, and like there's a creepy pasta about that whole story. So I don't really want to get into that, but there's a creepy pasta like it was like where it was basically a bad acid trip, you know what I'm saying? And somebody got murdered, you know what I mean? So it just had me thinking like there's so many possibilities. Like did Dorothy come back and she followed the red brick road, like because if you notice there's two roads and stuff, and there's the yellow brick and there's the red brick, and I was like, she could have came back and went down the red one, and it was a lot more darker. Yeah, it's a lot more darker than that yellow brick. So it had me thinking about all these possibilities. Again, that was an indie company with that trailer. I think somebody should come out with something like that. But I think out of respect of the people from the real Wizard of Oz, they probably won't, because if you hear about those horror stories or you know the terrible things that happen on that set, that alone is horror within itself. Like how they treated the Wicked Witch, the lady, she really suffered burnt. Like when that fire hit her, that was real, like fire hit her, and she really got burnt. Like people didn't notice that. You know what I mean? Like she really suffered damage, and on top of that, she couldn't get no more roles in Hollywood. She was deemed the Wicked Witch and ugly and all this other stuff. And then you got Dorothy's situation where it was like, you too fat to be on here and blah blah blah. Then the midget hanging himself. There's so many things on the real Wizard of Oz that happened behind the scenes. I don't think they would, you know, do that, but we don't know. You know what I'm saying? I would love to see something like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think it's long overdue. What's crazy is if you watch that second Wizard of Oz, which was terrible, that's actually a lot more creepier. Like it kind of, I think maybe that's where
you mean the Return to Oz?
Yeah, the Return to Oz. Like, yeah, so she did go back, but I was wondering, like, could they play off of that? Because that particular one, that was a little creepier. So yep. But anyway, we got to wrap this up. Sandstorm got to get over to the Sandstorm show, aka the storm. It's not the cast. The cast is tomorrow, right?
Yeah, the cast is tomorrow.
Okay, cool. So the cast is tomorrow, and Noto, what you got coming up?
All right, so I was supposed to be doing the DDR workout Monday, but apparently I ended up like pulling my back, actually moving the refrigerator and stuff. So I actually took a day off from work. that day.
That's
So I instead of actually doing that, so Monday and Tuesday I actually did Chrono Trigger. Thursday and Friday I did Metroid Dread. So I actually officially finished Metroid Dread. That was a pain in the ass.
Oh, how was that last battle?
That was
That was
funny.
a pain
It
in the
was funny.
ass.
You
Bro.
realize
Like you had to see the video. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
That was funny. Because hey, look, both of y'all were streaming that day, and when I tuned in to both of y'all both getting y'all ass whooped. I was like, oh man, should I sit up here and stream today?
Yeah,
Should I stream today?
Oh man, that's a great battle though. That's a great.
That was a great battle. I was like, but see, the thing about it was like, I was like, because I have my original file and I literally am just trying to get all the items, just trying to get close to 99 as best as possible with each area. But I was like, I'm just gonna beat this game, go with it. I was like, yeah, if I finish this within an hour, then I'll actually stream Chrono Trigger and go with it. Nope. It was like cutting it close. I was like, what is going on? Why is this so like? It was so bad. Like if you heard my stream, it was so.
That was funny.
Was like,
Sandstorm, you gotta go. You gotta. It got real. It got real.
I'm lining it up right now.
It got real.
Oh my god! I was like, what in the hell is going on here? My But anyways, yeah. So, but anyways, so tomorrow I'm actually gonna do the DDR workout. I'm actually gonna start around maybe 2:30, close to 3 o'clock, in the afternoon. Maybe do it for about a few. I'm actually gonna take my time first and then build myself up to go in. So that's basically the plan. So we're gonna do that. So next week I'm not gonna do Monday stream. I'm not gonna do because it's Labor Day. So I'm gonna, chill, whatever. Maybe do some stuff around the house. For that. So Tuesday and Wednesday, I will do Chrono Trigger. I think I should be done with that maybe, I want to say next week or the following week, because I'm actually going to do the final areas, but I'm doing all the side quests first because I already finished one of them. I'm working on number 2, which is a Robo's side quest, which I'm about maybe halfway of it done. But I'm actually going to go the route of actually doing the Black Castle, the final area, but I want to do all 4 of them, destroy all 4 to go into the final boss. But I will fight the final boss first and then go back and do the other ones because you can go back before doing the actual final boss. So let's see. Thursday and Saturday, I put a poll on Twitter and basically for my next games. And the 2 I have a choice between doing the Legend of Zelda Link of the Past or Legend of Zelda Season and Age. So if anybody actually put in the poll and say what they want me to do for the replacement for Metroid Dread, I will do that. But once I actually do finish Chrono Trigger, I may actually stream Sea of the Stars because I got it for free for PlayStation Plus.
Right.
So and it came out. Cool. So they actually made the announcement for PlayStation Plus. Like if you actually bought the game, don't have PlayStation Plus, you have to pay for it. But if you have PlayStation Plus, you get it for free. So it's like, all right, I got it for free, the full game, and it's basically the same creators who at indie games, same creators who actually worked on Chrono Trigger. So that's actually a plus.
Okay.
So that's what I'm going to work on until November, hopefully, because this is going to be my first game playthrough of it. So I don't know what to expect from it. So I'm just trying to find games to hold me until November because, like I said, I have 2 games in mind I want to play. And you already know the 2. Super Mario RPG and Star Ocean. Those are my 2 for November. So I'm just trying to hold out as much as I can. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much all I have in store right there. Yeah, that's it.
All right. Sandstorm.
Yeah, like we said, we got the game to play tonight. Tomorrow is the Stormcast and announcement of our winner for the
we got a winner.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, I haven't picked them out, but I mean, as soon as I do tomorrow, we'll announce that for the winner. And then Sunday we will not have a Winging It podcast because of the holiday. And Monday, I can't imagine that we'll have one because of the holiday for
Gale podcast.
Yeah, the Gale podcast. So I may do something in between there and have a little fun. But yeah, I'll let you guys know.
All right. And y'all know what time it is with me. Every Thursdays every Thursday is the Vito variants. Every Fridays are the Vito verse. The next live, not this week, but the next live, we will be streaming Starfield, which came out actually yesterday. So when I was actually playing, I said I was getting ready for it. I didn't know I had access to it yesterday. So I played Gears for no reason. But I found out how to, what I'm saying, if my stream was working pretty good. So, hey, it was called a test for a reason. So
there you go.
So we'll be doing that next the week following or whatever. Next time we have our lives or whatever, our live weeks. So stay tuned for that. Other than that, still working on a lot of the Vito Variants musics. So stay tuned for that. I have a couple of other projects, and one of those projects is having another channel with my uncle, which it's not my channel, but it's gonna be his. So stay tuned for that. I'm gonna start plugging his stuff. So you can check out my uncle Scotty Mac and his channel. So other than that, we'll go ahead and bounce up out of here. I will see y'all next week. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.